Psychotronic Squirt Gun. Psychotronic Squirt Gun.
Hey guys, welcome to what I do on Sundays on 2 p.m. probably like once every like month and a half, 2 months. I just run through the world in which I'm building, and I've been building for years now, and I'm having a lot of fun doing that. And why I'm recording my progress as I go along, and I've been making friends as I've been doing this, and making good friends, and I appreciate that. You know, not really after the clicks right now, just laying like a foundation of future discovery, I guess is what you would call it, right? But yeah, so this is the Psychotronic Squirt Gun project. I've been working on it for years. This is all just like story and lyrics, stuff like that. And before I start that, I want to add to the stage here my friend Craig and Mike from Grave Mood Rings. These guys are freaking awesome, man. They're true artists in the sense of they do so much: music, videos, comedy sketches, deep philosophical stuff. And they actually just released this Bigfoot church, discovered it. They actually built this, so we're gonna like play a little bit of this. Good. Yeah. It's a church of Bigfoot. Yeah. Love it. Woo! Harry Mary. Yeah. BigfootChurch.com, people. And they built all of that, you know, and I want to go and pay my respects and even, you know, go and worship at the Church of Bigfoot. But these guys are constantly doing stuff, and they do the Grave Mood Rings. We'll go to their videos here. And he actually did, we won't play the whole thing here, but I have an album coming out called The Dark Dreams of Eddie Clive, and I hope to get this out in about a month. It'll be a 17-track album, old school albums. You know, he released albums, and they'll have an extra track on here. And the song's called Negative Body.
Ever hear a song lyric and wonder what precisely is being referenced? A line in Negative Body by Psychotronic Squirt Gun is so intriguing.
He read somewhere in some very old text.
Very old texts. That's where all the priceless gems are hidden. Can we reverse engineer the text in question?
We never sleep.
Our other clue is the next phrase in the lyrics.
Reverse aspects of self.
Yeah!
Reverse aspects of self, also called here the negative body. We have to rule out all sorts of negative body references as not being ancient enough.
That's what I'm
For
saying.
example, the religio-philosophical concept of the anti-self, in which a corrupted Mr. Hyde insidiously takes the place of one's better Dr. Jekyll side, becomes far more real than the external world around us.
Oh, wait a second, Dr. Jekyll. I talked to Mr. Hyde. That's like an obscure song that I love that I got to find and share with you guys someday. But this is freaking, you know, this is Grave Mood Rings and Penetralia and Professor Oddfellow. And I really, I hope you guys check out Professor Oddfellow. He's absolutely wonderful. You know, I could show the song, but this song will appear on the new album, Negative Body, 2 different versions. And we collaborated here. He sent me a bunch of words and I sang them for him. So we'll do a little bit of this.
Holding on to the 1970s with the very last bobby pin, it's a very gravy special on KNOT.
Yo, Higgy, man. I'm going to show your stuff too, man. Look, check it out, bro. Yeah. Whoops.
Outer space.
Yeah.
Asking for a viewer.
So we collaborated this.
What age is best to stop aging? I'm asking for a vampire.
Yeah.
Why would a boss pay for silence?
Really cool characters. Grave Mood Rings. You know?
I'm asking for a housemaid. Cryogenics will last how long?
Yeah, dude.
I'm asking for the frozen. And why would a sphinx riddle vampires? Why pretend to be a doctor? Why constantly dust off disco balls? Why are the village people uprising? And why?
Why, people? So yeah, these guys are awesome. I really appreciate them. I will be visiting the Church of Bigfoot someday. I really appreciate Craig and Mike. We'll go to my channel really quick, but here we are streaming. So check out my YouTube. So I don't know how StreamYard works as far as sound, because sometimes it's like very whooshy, very loud and soft. So today we're going to go over Callie Harper. We're going to finish her off. And I already started 2 songs here, but I'm not going to play them from the YouTubes. I'm going to try something different. But all these characters I've been working on for years, and all the characters interconnect into one big story. And like I said, like this was 2 days ago, I got 4 views. I get more views on Facebook, but I found a lot of close friends on YouTube. So, you know, shout out to both the algorithms. But yeah, we're going to jump out of this and we're going to go, let's do this actually. See if I could just grab it from here. It's going to be bandcamp.com. And then we go to Psychotronic Squirt Gun. And yeah, we're going to go to the beginning of Callie Harper's story here. I normally read, like I say, from the notebooks, but because I already released a couple of these songs, I'm just going to go over them really quick before we move on to the new stuff. So Callie starts here in crowds of extras, right? It's pretty cool. Hey, what's going on here, dude? I'm just going over the Psychotronic Squirt Gun universe, and I'm hoping to get more artists like Higgy Pop here. Like I could add this to the stage, and I should go back to my playlists on YouTube, because what I want to do is I want to, if you're looking vertical, it's up here. If it's horizontal, it's there. I want to change all the cartoony stuff I generated from a computer with real sketches from my friends, so as Higgy Pop has been sketching for me lately, and I really appreciate that. So we're going to add this to stage. We're going to, first you got to remove that, then you got to add this. And we're going to go back a little bit. No, we're not. Let's see if I can go back. Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one. So I can click out of the other one. But all of these, I have playlists here of the different characters. I haven't put up Callie and Polly yet, but I would like to replace all these cartoony things. Here's the Grave Mood Rings stuff that we do together. I've done other stuff with them, but replace all this cartoony stuff with real sketches from real friends and stuff like that, and yeah. So we're gonna go
Holding on to the 1970s.
We're gonna go back to here. Bandcamp. Sorry about this, guys. I get distracted sometimes. And then we're gonna go here again. Psychotronic Squirt Gun. All this stuff is in the link. I have a link in the description. It's a master link where you can link on it. Then you could see all these different websites here. And so her story starts in crowds of extras. And we're not going to play from here, but we're going to read from here. So Callie and Polly's story begins right here. So you meet Callie Harper, an aspiring young actress who couldn't pursue her acting career due to her mother's illness. Her best friend, Polly Mathers, with similar dreams, flew out on a plane to LA to make it happen, though. And Callie is so proud of Polly. Okay, so we're going to go over the lyrics here from this way instead of reading it from the notebook. So Callie worries about her mother, even though her condition is improving. She never regrets the day she made this choice. She barely hesitated. Her mother means the world to her, and she's putting her dreams on hold until she's all right. So Callie is leaving her bedroom. She decides to take a walk. She really hasn't heard from Polly in a while. Polly, her friend who flew out to LA. Even her profile isn't as active as it once was. So she decides to give Polly a ring, a phone call. Her friend picks up the line. Her voice is tired but cheerful enough. Not much to report, apparently, other than meeting new friends. Every week, the auditions, the casting couch, and hanging out for days in crowds of extras, because that's what you do when you're trying to get onto a film, a set there. So, yeah, we're going to do something different. Instead of playing directly from website, I'm going to see if I could play directly from here. add to stage and see how the sound quality, if it's different.
Worries about her mother, even though her condition is improving. She never regrets the day she made this choice. She barely hesitated. Her mother means the world to her, and she's putting her dreams on hold until she's all right. Leaving her bedroom, she decides to take a walk. She really hasn't heard from Polly in a while. Even her profile isn't as active as it once was. She decides to give her a ring. Seems tired but cheerful enough. Not much to report apparently, other than meeting new friends. Every week the auditions, the casting couch hanging out for days and crowds of extras. Callie heads back home. Her mother will most likely be asleep, so maybe she'll be able to hit her local theater tonight.
All right, so that was the very first tune there from Callie. And I have this set up here so that you could click onto the next tune, which is Complete Remission, right? So I'm just going to read from here too, and I'm just going to keep going. So the story so far, Callie Harper decides to go out last night since she was feeling a little maudlin. Day after day, she imagines she's in rehearsal in some big Hollywood set somewhere, having scored a lead in a big-time movie. But alas, she's still stuck home taking care of her mom. However, once she gets home, she receives the greatest news ever, right? So this is Complete Remission. And this is the lyrics for this. Well, the theater show last night wasn't very exciting. She wishes she could leave this town she's stuck in. She very much likes the people who live here. She feels like she's ready to experience more. Then the phone rings. It's her mother's physician. The lab work results are finished, and her mother's in complete remission. So that's really something for her. Miss Harper lets out a long sigh. Tears stream from her eyes. Her mother is going to be okay. She opens her email, prints out the report to show her mother. Her mother, to her surprise, was already outside in the spring air planting flowers. The birds seem especially melodious, which is slang for melodious. That day, the sound of a plane overhead. Her mother will be okay. Then it struck her she could actually leave this old town soon. This old neighborhood that she respects and loves. She will be able to leave it now. So she went to her mother, helped her in the garden. But thank God her work is finished and her mother's in complete remission. So I'll probably just do a sampling of the next song so I can move it along here because I want to keep it under an hour. My point is to read and to be able to chop the stuff up later, you know. So we're going to try this.
Theater show last night wasn't very exciting. She wishes she can leave this town she's stuck in. She very much likes the people who live here. She feels like she is ready to experience more. Then the phone rings, it's her mother's physician. The lab work results are finished, and her mother's in complete remission. Miss Harper lets out a long sigh. Tears stream from her eyes. Her mother is going to be okay. She opens her email, printed out the report to show her mother. Her mother, to her surprise, was already outside in the spring air planting flowers. It seemed especially melodious that day. The sound of a plane overhead. Her mother will be okay. Then it struck her she could actually leave this old town soon, this old neighborhood that she respects and loves. She will be able to leave it now. She went to her mother, helped her in the garden. Thank God her work has finished, and her mother's in complete remission.
Pretty cool. I played the whole thing. So yeah, man, I spent a lot of time creating these videos. I don't know why, but it's totally fun. And yeah, so before I do that, we're gonna remove this from stage. We're gonna stop this screen, and we're gonna add a different screen. We're gonna share the screen right here. And so yeah, I want to thank Higgy Pop for sketching for me. He really likes what I'm doing, and he's definitely a talented guy doing comedic, strips online involving classic movies, and he's a great reader of comics, and just overall, he's just been always really cool to me. And so, if you guys are into Substack, there's a little more information about these characters here. I talk about basically how close they are. Just the stuff that I mentioned earlier. And I have some links here to the Bandcamp. And then here's another illustration. This is Callie's actually brunette, but she dyes her hair blonde. But this is Callie, worrying about her mother. There she is crying, right? So I want to thank you, Higgy, for the sketches, my man. It's really helpful to me. And we're gonna add something else here. We're gonna share this screen, and we're gonna stop with the videos. Like, I just wanted to see. I'm gonna check this video later. I'm gonna see if the sound was better, because the sound sometimes gets really washed out. So we have Complete Remission. This was part 2 here on the Bandcamp, and you can always support me here. I'm going to have a new album coming out in about a month. I keep saying in about a month, but it should be. It's coming along. And her third song here is There's So Much to Catch Up On. But before I get to that, I'm going to just read from that. So thanks to anyone who's watching. Thanks to people who watch in the future. But here it is. So much to catch up on. I was out last night, so of course I'm feeling it. But I appreciate you guys being here. So this is the third chapter of Callie Harper and her best friend Polly Mathers, and it's called So Much to Catch Up On. So Callie takes an airplane to LA. Her excitement can hardly be contained. She's waited so long for her loved one to heal that it seems she would never get there. Polly hugs her. Her best friend meets her at the terminal, Polly, and hugs Callie at the terminal. There's so much to catch up on. They've been apart for 2 entire years, and a lot can change during that time. Her friend doesn't seem as spunky as she once was. That's Polly, However, Callie looks her in the eyes that seem to have lost their shimmer. In fact, she noticed over the phone beforehand that she waxed poetically less, which was a relief to her at first, since Polly always had a pretentious side, according to Callie, that Callie didn't relate to and would ridicule Polly about. But her friend insists there's nothing amiss. So the two head off to where they were staying. She mailed her checks to help with the bills. So when Callie was taking care of her mom, she was mailing out money to Polly to help with the bills. Therefore, Callie didn't feel bad about claiming a part of it as her own, even though Polly was out there making the connections and working it, right? But Callie won't believe what went on without her. So we're going to bring back this. And we're going to play a little bit of it, but I'm going to say the story so far. Callie Harper is free. She's finally free. Her mother has recovered from cancer. It's entirely gone from her body. So now Callie's finally free to follow her acting dreams at last. Now she can fly out to Hollywood and meet up with her best friend Polly. So, and this is more of a rocker, so I actually like this song.
She takes an airplane to LA. Her excitement can hardly be contained. She waited so long for her loved one it seemed she would never get there. Polly hugs her at the terminal. There's so much to catch up on.
And that's what we'll play there, because I want to end this in about a half hour, and I've still got some stuff to go through here. But that's there's so much to catch up on, which I love. And you know, you could always loop. I love this. You could actually loop through this. So you go back to this album in Crowds of Extras. Then you go to Complete Remission, which is on this album, The Cloud Pusher, which is Isabella Kirkwood. We're going to get to The Cloud Pusher pretty soon here. And then on the same album is There's So Much to Catch Up On, which we just heard. But the next song is called Miss Avant-Garde, right? And it's on the Perhaps Prudence is Best. So we're going to remove that really quick. And we're going to go to the next one here. Yes, Miss Avant-Garde. So part 4. Now she's where she wants to be, Callie. She already set things up online. She has left her own connections at home, but they still make good resumes. Now in the new company, she has the new look. That certain look that producers are after and that casters, movie casters, know about. She's on fire. She knows it, knows what's good, and seen enough abstract pictures, knows which directors she loves, and now she breaks free from her daydream. So, you know, she's in LA and she's sitting around daydreaming about how wonderful it is. She has this script to memorize in only a few hours to do it, right? No time to think about that strange person, a friend of her friend, supposedly. So someone was in the house there that wasn't supposed to be without, you know, Callie's consent. So a friend of her friend, supposedly, who was in their home greeting her, you know, and why was he there? Callie likes her privacy, and Miss Avant-Garde, Polly, right, knows that. Well, Callie will talk to Polly later on, but for now, it's time to memorize. She's done this before. It's easy. It's time to memorize the lines and act the part, you know? So this is where we're at with Callie and Polly. And we're going to listen to a little bit of this, maybe the whole thing. But first, I'm going to read this. Callie is basically excited about finally starting her new life in LA as an aspiring actress. She loves that her best friend Polly flew out at first and made all sorts of connections for the two of them, since they both have planned doing this since their childhood. Unfortunately, something seems a little off for Callie. Oh well. She'll make the best of whatever potential problems lie ahead. So she sees that something's off in Polly. I should probably rewrite that in Polly. Callie and her friend Polly were introduced in Crowds of Extras. So here is Miss Avant-Garde, the fourth. It's got to be the fourth song.
Now she's where she wants to be. She already set things up online. She has left her own connections at home. they still make resumes. Now in the new company, she has the new look. A certain look that producers are after, casters know about. She's on fire, she knows it. Here's what's good, seen enough abstract pictures. Switch directors, she loves. Now she picks from her daydream. She has the strength to memorize in only a few hours to do it. No time to think about that strange person. Friend of her friend, supposedly, who was in their home greeting her.
Yeah.
Why was he there? She needs her privacy. And the seven guard knows that she'll talk to her later on. Now it's time to memorize. Done this before, it's easy. It's time to memorize. At the part.
Little modern psychedelic stuff. Hey, Kat, thank you for swinging by, saying hi. Really appreciate you. And I hope your internet's okay. I know I just text with you. So, yeah, it's all good. I just do this to record my progress. As I keep going, it keeps getting better and better. The process has become more refined, but sometimes I have to go back and redo stuff. But thank you so much for being here. So we're going to go to the fifth song now, right? And it's called Should She, right? So Callie comes home from an audition. She isn't quite sure how well the audition went. Wasn't very comfortable with what they wanted her to do. She sometimes thinks to be truly great, she must remove herself from herself. But how much of her moral center, should she abandon? If the casting director asks her to do something that wasn't in the original script, should she do it? Should she? Hey, Leah. Thanks for saying hi. Someday I will. Once I have a display room, I'm gonna totally build that UFO. Right now, I'm busy. Okay, so Callie knows most actresses what they will do to get the edge. Okay, but should she do it? Should Callie do it? She arrives at her new home and opens the door and flies onto the couch. It's such a nice, soft couch. she notices the coffee table is a little untidy. And she notices that there's a little mirror on there with razors. Callie is instantly alarmed. You know, it seems like Polly's doing drugs. Oh no, she thinks to herself, you know, smoking a little pot might be okay, but not this. So these girls were, you know, they're young girls from a small town, and they're in LA now. And Callie has been there for a couple years. I mean, Polly's been there for a couple years. Callie's just like, whoa. And there, next to the mirror, was a leather-bound book with strange letters on it. And so, of course, Callie's pretty freaked out, you know? I hope it comes back on soon. I don't like this tippy-tatting on the phone. It's, I get it, you know? But I hope you're doing good. You're a really big supporter. Cat with a K. Appreciate you. Really do. You know, like I said, I'm making friends as I go here. You know, so we're at Miss Avant-Garde now. We already did that one. And what I just read was Should She, right? So Miss Avant-Garde is on the Perhaps Prudence's Best album. You could always support me here. I'm going to keep doing these. I'm going to keep going on forever. I'm just going to do this until the story is done. But you know, and you could always loop through here. So you're going to In Crowds of Extras here, right? This is where Callie starts. Then you go to Complete Remission. And I did all this inputting like a fool. There's so much to catch up on. So that's the third one. The fourth one was Miss Avant-Garde. And now we're going to go on to the fifth one. And let's see what the fifth one, what album that's on. It's still on Perhaps Prudence's Best. Okay, so Should She? You know, I love Brian Funk. I love how he teaches people. I love his Ableton packs. And so I like to include, I like shouting out Brian Funk. The guy's a great guy. He's a teacher out there in New York. And he teaches kids for full time. And then he does all this music and helps people. But the story so far, do you remember Callie? The aspiring actress who had to wait to pursue her dream since her mother was really sick and needed to be taken care of. Well, anyway, this song takes place after Miss Avant-Garde from this release. I don't want to spoil much, but something weird is definitely going on with her best friend, Callie. So we're going to listen to a little bit of this. I might listen to the whole thing, but I do want to shut this down soon.
She comes home from the audition. She isn't quite sure how well the audition went. Wasn't very comfortable with what they wanted her to do. She sometimes thinks to be truly great, she must remove herself from herself. How much of her moral center should she abandon? If the casting director asks her to do something, was it in the original script? Should she? She knows most actresses will do to get the edge. But should she do it? Should she do it? She arrives at her new home, opens into the couch, such a nice soft couch. She notices the coffee table is a little untidy. There's a little mirror on there, and razors. She's listening. Alarm Polly's doing drugs. No, she thinks to herself, smoking a little pot might be okay, but not this. There next to the mirror was a leather-bound book. Strange letters on it.
Should she? So that's that. And of course, you could loop back to her beginning. But then the next song is Right There by the Couch. And before I show that song, I'm going to read. I'm going to read a little bit more, dudes and dudettes. So, yeah, right by the couch. So this must be the 6th song. What the heck, Callie thinks to herself as she grabs the book, that leather book on the counter there, on the table. She begins leafing through it and sees all sorts of diagrams, stars and figures and hands and goats. Weird. There's instructions on how to do things here. That's pretty weird to her. Suddenly, her roommate, Polly, bursts through the front door and yells at Callie. What are you doing? That's my private stuff, and you don't have my permission to look at it. What do you mean, Callie? Replies. It's right there by the couch. And if you didn't want me to see it, why is it there? And what's with the mirror and razors? Polly, what the freak is going on here? You weren't supposed to be here yet. You said you would be gone. And I would have never left it there. Then Callie notices Polly's appearance. She looks very rugged. Polly looks very rugged. Her hair is shot. There's scrapes on her face. And Polly, she asks, what is really going on here? And so that's the 6th song, Right There by the Couch. You know? And so we're going to go there. We're going to go right to the couch. Right there by the couch. Callie's revelations about Polly deepens during this tune. Polly was always a little more reckless than Callie, but this seems like some really weird stuff. Callie never imagined that Polly would take it this far. Callie and Polly were both introduced, blah, blah, blah. So here we go. Right there by the couch.
What the heck she thinks to herself as she grabs the book, she begins leafing through it and sees all sorts of diagrams, stars, figures in hands, and goats. Where there's instructions on how to do things here. Suddenly her roommate bursts through the front door and yells at Callie. What are you doing? here. That's my private stuff. And you don't have my permission to look at it. What do you mean, Callie? Replies, it's right there by the couch. If you didn't want me to see it, why is it there? And what's with the mirror and razors? Polly, what the freak is going on here? Supposed to be here yet. You said you would be gone. I would have never left it there. Then Callie notices Polly's appearance. She looks very rugged. Hair shot straight on her face. Polly, what is really going on here?
So yeah, I just feel like listening to the songs. They sound pretty good in the earbuds here. I don't know if they're sounding good out there. That's the problem with yard streams sometimes, but I'm just doing this anyway because I'll just chop it up later. You know, this is all for future discovery, laying all this stuff down on the internet. And I think the last song we're going to go here is the 7th song, which is on Loops of Redemption on this album. See, all these different albums, I could show you right now. I'll do it. These are all different albums, and I'm going to have a new album coming out in about a month. But I'm going through and I'm fixing songs because when I started this, I didn't know what I was doing. And but now I do, and I'm having fun. I'm having fun doing all this and also recording my progress. It's pretty cool. So this song is She's Not Leaving, the 7th song. Then we leave Callie and Polly, and we go on to Isabella, the cloud pusher. So, but we'll come back to Callie and Polly like freaking next year or something. I got about 7 characters I'm going to be recycling through their songs and stuff. So, but here's the story so far. Well, here again we have Brian Funk. So I do use his packs, his Ableton packs. But the story so far, we last left Callie and Polly right there by the couch from the perhaps Prudence's Best release. Callie trusted Polly. Okay? Callie trusted Polly with setting them up in their new place in Hollywood. She specifically asked Polly to not get into any trouble until at least Callie got there. You know, this is what they said when they were kids. But you guys know how it goes. But kids don't necessarily know how it goes. That's what the problem is. Polly didn't listen to her, of course. Things are getting really heated between those two friends, consequently. All right? So before I play that, I'm going to read again. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to read the last song, and then I'm going to do 2 songs introducing a new character. Then I'm out. Thanks to anyone who watches this. Thanks to the real friends who follow me and all that stuff. But here's the 7th chapter. She's Not Leaving. Thank you. I'm glad you liked that riff. That's awesome, Kat. I know, she's a bad girl. Speaking of bad girls, I hear my cat in the distance. All right, so 7th one, Callie stared at her disheveled friend. What has happened to you, she asked. Nothing worth discussing, believe me. Now hand over my book. That leather book. Callie tossed it over to her and added, I'm in an absolute state of shock. I don't even know what to say other than ask you what you have gotten yourself into. You don't want to know, she replied. You don't understand what it is like. Out here is nothing like you think. I don't even know why I let you come out here. Meaning, she should have told her friend, just stay home, stay back east. Don't come out here. And then Callie's like, let me? What the heck, woman? You look like a mess right now. You need to tell me what's going on. And Polly was like, no. She turned her back to her and faced the door. You need to go back home. You've already seen enough. And you need to go back to your pathetic, naive world. Like she's getting sharp with her, right? I've got it handled. And Callie said, yeah, right. She sarcastically replied, you know me better than that, and I'm not leaving. So that's where we're going to leave them, right? But we are going to play that song. Last time I did this, I didn't play the entire songs, man. Am I doing the wrong thing here? You guys tell me.
She stared at her disheveled friend. What has happened to you, she asked. Nothing worth discussing, believe me. Now hand over my book. She tossed it over to her and added, I'm in an absolute state of shock. I don't even know what to say other than ask you what the fuck you got yourself into. You don't want to know, she replied. You don't understand what it is like. Out here's nothing like you think. I don't even know why I let you come out here. What the heck, woman? You look like a mess right now. You need to tell me what's going on. No, she turned her back to her and faced the door. Ask you what the fuck you got yourself into. You need to go back, you've already seen enough. And you need to go back to your pathetic, naive world. I've got it handled. Yeah, right, she sarcastically replied. You know me better than that. And I'm not leaving.
Polly. Sounds like that to me now. Wow. I didn't even mean for that to happen. All right, so yeah, there's that. And now we're going to go on to Isabella Kirkwood, who is the cloud pusher. And we might as well just jump over here. We'll go to Psychotronic Squirt Gun, to the albums, and we'll go. So Isabella Kirkwood shows up right here. And it's the title track, Cloud Pusher. And Isabella's story begins right here. Meet Isabella Kirkwood. She's kind of introverted, yet likable for the most part. She does enjoy spending time alone, though. She feels she sometimes loses herself when she's with others. She still likes others, though. Also, she's slowly realizing there's a strange relationship between her and some clouds in the sky she's been staring at. They really do seem to be responding to when she imagines poking holes in them. And before we play this, I'm going to read the lyrics to Cloud Pusher, which I like this song a lot too. So I'm flipping through looking for all the characters. I put the characters on this side here, and then I write the songs here sequentially. I write all the words out first, and then I write the songs from those words that are on paper first. So it's really cool. So here's Cloud Pusher, Chapter 1 of Isabella Kirkwood. A free spirit gazing at the sky concentrates on poking holes through clouds, ends up being rather successful at it. To her surprise, after time, she begins to form empty contours from these clouds with greater designs. Oh, Cloud Pusher, what's the reason you do this? Oh, Cloud Pusher, how is it that you can do it? First, they started out as holes, like her focusing on the clouds. First, they started out as holes, but then she decided to form some pets. Her cats or dogs and butterflies. So she's focusing on clouds and not just poking holes through them. She decides she's going to create forms, right? So, some pets, her cats or dogs and butterflies, that turned into an eye. The butterfly turned into an eye. A large red rose that slowly bloomed fully, right? So she was doing this, and she's a loner, okay? She can't tell people this. And you guys know why. They'll lock her up. Doesn't matter if it's real or not. So, oh, Cloud Pusher, what's the reason you do this? Oh, Cloud Pusher, how is it that you can do it? Then one day she sees an image that she did not design. Was this a random event that morphed her flower into a dragonfly? So something else is interfering here. That dragonfly then soared slowly into a dove. And at first, she was shocked, but then shrugged it off, as people tend to do. Am I imagining things? Oh, Cloud Pusher, it's the reason you do this. Oh, Cloud Pusher, how is it that you can do it? So, yeah, that's the first song from her, that blonde girl. You just saw her momentarily. There she is again. We're talking the widescreen. That's Isabella. And, here we go.
A free spirit gazing.
Wait a second. No, meet Isabella Kirkwood. She's kind of introverted. Well, I know. I already read that. Dar. Here we go.
At the sky. A free spirit gazing at the sky. Concentrates on poking holes through clouds. Ends up being rather successful at it. To her, empty contours with greater designs. Oh, cloud pusher, what's the reason you do this? Oh, cloud pusher, how is it that you can't do it? First they started out as homes, but then decided to form some pets or cats or dogs and butterflies that turned into an eye, a large red rose that slowly fades. Oh, cloud pusher, what's the reason you do this? Oh, cloud pusher, how is it that you can't do it? Oh, cloud pusher, what's the reason you do this? Oh, cloud pusher, how is it that you can't do it? And one day she sees an image that she did not design. Was this a random event that moved her flower into a dragonfly and soared slowly into a dove? At first she was shocked, but then shrugged it off, as people tend to do. Oh, cloud pusher, it's the reason you do this. Oh, cloud pusher, how is it that you can't do it?
All right, and that's the cloud pusher. Got one more to go. Thank you so much, Cat with a K. You know, thank you. I love that one too, cloud pusher. It's like we have all this technology. Why not just use it? You know, it's so much fun for me to do. Being a Generation X person, growing up with real music from the 20th century. All right, so the last one I'm going to read here is Chapter 2 from Isabella Kirkwood, called Wondrous Geometry. And thank you, Kat. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being a friend. Well, Isabella asked herself questions about how she was able to do this. What are the limits? But first it seemed obvious to look at water vapor, since that is what clouds are made of, which led her to a Japanese scientist, right? According to this work, water molecules, the Japanese scientists' work, right? Water molecules transform when exposed to words, thoughts, and intentions, especially sound. Those molecules exposed to loving, benevolent, compassionate intentions created pleasing, symmetrical formations. So, Isabella wanted to know why she can do what she's doing. She's actually affecting clouds in the sky, not just poking holes in them, but forming cats and dogs and butterflies and all this weird stuff. And then some other force that she didn't see took over and started transforming her stuff that she was making, and so instead of freaking out, she was always a loner anyway. She doesn't mind her own company. There's people like that who exist. And so she just started studying water vapor. That's what clouds are made of course. And she came upon this Japanese scientist who did all this research on how our own thoughts and our attitudes affect the crystalline molecular formation of water, and so she was really happy about that. Okay, so hopefully, so wonderful crystalline patterns while water exposed to fear. Okay, so that happened, like the wonderful stuff happens when you're wonderful, right? But when exposed to fearful, discordant intentions, though that resulted in disconnected, disfigured, unpleasant formations, so the reverse is true. Like, according to this Japanese scientist, when you're looking at hate, when you're hateful or you're upset or you curse someone, that water molecules, the crystalline structure, the molecular structure, when analyzed under a microscope, it looks disfigured and unpleasant, right? So this Japanese scientist, this Japanese scientist had a Buddhist monk focus on water in his experiment here, to the result of wondrous geometry, right? Then she had the thought that everyone was primarily made of water, and this went far in explaining a lot, since clouds are made of water. So this is the very last song. Isabella Kirkwood, the blonde girl that you saw momentarily there. Let me remove that again. Here she comes. Boom. There she is. There she's gone now. And Wondrous Geometry is also on the Cloud Pusher album, or little EP here. So I read all this, I think. Alrighty. So we're going to go to Wondrous Geometry. Shout out to Brian Funk. Check him out, man. Check out, if you're a music producer and you use Ableton, check out Brian Funk. Great guy, great guy. Okay, the story so far. Isabella begins her research into her newfound abilities of pushing clouds around with her mind and creating new shapes with them as well. How on earth am I doing this? She asked herself. So she set out to do research on the effects of observation upon water molecules. Okay? While not telling anyone how powerful she is in regards to pushing clouds around and creating shapes from clouds. But here's the very last song. Thank you, Kat, and anyone else who swung by and said hi and checked out this stuff. I really appreciate it.
Well, she asked herself questions about how she was able to do this. What are the limits? At first it seemed obvious to look at water vapor, since that is what clouds are made of, which led her to a Japanese scientist. According to this work, water molecules transform when exposed to words.
Yes.
Thoughts and intentions, especially sound. These molecules exposed to loving, benevolent, compassionate intention. Creative, pleasing, symmetrical formations. water, exposed to fearful discord and intentions resulted in disconnected, disfigured, unpleasant formation. He had a Buddhist monk focus on this to the result of wondrous geometry. And she had the thought that everyone was primarily made of water. And this went far in explaining a lot, since clouds were made of water. All right, you guys. That was the last song. Thanks to everyone. There's a link tree link in the description here, which will take you to Spotify. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Substack, where you get more information about the characters. Apple Music, YouTube, Bandcamp. Bandcamp's where you could really help me out. Instagram, all this stuff. Discord. I got a Facebook page, all this stuff. Yeah! Some of it's not as active as others, but check out the SoundCloud one. That's a pretty good one. But yeah, that's it, friends. Please click on the link tree like this. I don't know if, yeah, there you go. Stuff like that, Whoops. Or the Substack. Yeah, see? The Substack here. This is the latest one. Callie, Harper, Polymathers. This is just thoughts about what I'm doing and stuff, and sketches and stuff. So, okay, friends. Thank you so much. Peace. Thanks for clicking on my stuff. Thank you, Kat. Later, friends. See you on the next one.
Psychotronic Squirt Gun. Psychotronic Squirt Gun.